Hi, good afternoon, and thank you for tuning in. I really appreciate it. What I wanted to talk about today is about people who think they're having difficulty or a hard time starting a stockpile. And that's not true because I feel everyone is capable by one mean or another able to go to put together some type of a stockpile. And a stockpile is actually something that is very important to have, regardless of where you're at. What I mean by that is one thing that will occur in all 50 states, it can happen anywhere in the world actually, is a power outage. When your power goes out, we don't know how long that power outage is going to be. It could be minimal, it could be a day, it could be 2 days, it could be 3 days, it could be a week. You just don't know. Or if you come over to where I'm at, I'm in Florida. I have water on both sides of me and down below. What am I prone to? Hurricanes. So I always have some type of stockpile built up of things that have a good shelf life, not just canned goods, but other consumable foods and drinks that you can have that do have a good shelf life that could be there at any time that you need it. So, and well, not just hurricanes here in Florida. In addition to the power outage, you can also have a tornado. But then again, some states are tornado prone, especially when you get up around Oklahoma, Arkansas, Tennessee, places in that general area. You can run into a tornado. But I wouldn't just point fingers there. A tornado could pretty much occur anywhere. And they're a funny one. One side of the street can be messed up, the other side be as if nothing was ever touched. But anybody can have a stockpile. You can start with a minimal amount of money. Let's say you want to take $5 to $10 out of your pocket to invest in a stockpile. You don't necessarily have to go to the store and buy brand name canned goods. You can get away with buying store brand. You're going to save at least 35-40% buying the store brand versus buying name brand. But there are a couple of things here and there that I am brand loyal to versus the store brand. Um, this is one thing in particular. Um, Cheez It snack crackers. I would prefer the Cheez It brand versus the store brand. I think they taste better, but that's just me. But I will say this, I did about 2.5, 3 months ago, I did go to Dollar Tree and I bought little Dutch made cheese crackers. I'll have to give them credit for $1.25. They were pretty darn good. I have to give them credit. I thought they were maybe one or two steps down at most, but not so bad from Cheez It. Um, I wish Nabisco would not have stopped making one called Cheese Nips. That was a good one, and it was about half price almost of what you would pay for Cheez It, and the taste quality was almost as good. So there are a lot of different foods out there that you can go and get that are shelf stable. Another one is Parmalat milk. You don't necessarily have to go and buy Parmalat milk. A few months ago, probably in the early spring, I was in Dollar Tree. I was walking down this aisle. I look to my left and I see their brand of Parmalat milk. Parmalat milk also has a good shelf life. I'm sure the one that Dollar Tree sells is the same way. I've never tried it, but I have been meaning to. So, there are ways of being able to get milk in your diet in the case of where you don't have power. If you want to make something, if you have a charcoal grill, not a charcoal grill, that would work good too. But a gas grill, a lot of gas grills have a burner off to the side that you can go and cook things, like things in a saucepan or a pan. You could fry up something. So there are ways of being able to prepare food in the case of not having power. One other way to go about getting a stockpile built up for those that are eligible for it is you can go to food pantries. And I know at times that that can be not a difficult task, but what you have to go through sometimes in order to be able to get those goods. For example, one of the last ones that I had to go to, you had to go in, go to the front desk, you had to fill out some paperwork, to show verification, show your ID that, you had to go through a couple, maybe 3 steps. And then when you're eligible and you're approved, then you have the ability to go take a number, sit down, and you're called up to pick out what you want by your number. Now, that had a disadvantage, and I'll tell you why. If you're in a room with about 50, 60 people, I'll just use that number as a general, and everybody's sitting there and you're called about halfway through, let's say out of 60, they call you and you're the 30th, there's not going to be much stuff there to pick from. Most of the good stuff or the better stuff that's there has already been picked through. So that was one food pantry type setup that I went to that I didn't care for. I only went there a couple of times. Then I had another one I used to go to at a flea market where everybody would line up and walk down this row, and then you would go down and then you would make a right and then come back up the other way. And as you would go along, everybody in that case was entitled to get equal stuff. There was not any worry of anything running out that one person could get that one person couldn't. But what they would do is when you walk up to the table and you pick up whatever items you want, like they would have one time in particular, they had the Entenmann's pastry cakes, donuts, and things like that. And they said you're only limited to 3. Okay, well, that's not bad. I mean, a limitation of 3 boxes is not too bad in way of donuts and cookies and pastries and things like that. And they also at times have vegetables that are on the out that when you got them, you would need to go back to your home and do something with it that day. So you do come across some good stuff. I know vegetables like that, fresh vegetables, that's not a long shelf life, but I would just thought I would throw that in for measure. But anyone, bottom line, can start a stockpile, and it does not take a lot of money to do one. So that's something to definitely consider. And what you do when you start a stockpile for 1 month using $10, whatever amount of money you want to use, yes, it is okay to eat off of that stockpile, but don't eat it all. And then the next month, go back, invest another $10 or however how much you want to invest, and keep building upon that stockpile. Then when you do have a stockpile built up like you want, then if an emergency does show up, you'll be set up. And then if you have that gas grill, like I mentioned earlier in this segment, you'll be all set up and you'll have food to eat. Anyways, I want to thank all of you for tuning in this afternoon. I really appreciate you being here. If you like what you see, please like and hit the thumbs up button and subscribe if you like my content. Thank you Have a good day, and I will see you back here on Saturday. Bye.